My father-in-law accused me of trapping his son because we're having twins, then shoved me down the stairs at 7 months pregnant. My father-in-law never wanted me in the family. When Jake and I got engaged, he pulled him aside and said I was beneath them. When we announced I was pregnant with twins, he told everyone at Thanksgiving dinner that I probably got pregnant on purpose to trap his son, but nothing prepared me for what happened 3 weeks ago. We were at his parents' house for his mother's birthday. I was 7 months pregnant, exhausted, and just wanted to sit down. His father cornered me in the hallway upstairs and started interrogating me about whether the babies were really Jake's. He said twins don't run in their family, so clearly something was wrong. I tried to walk away. He grabbed my arm. I pulled back, and then he shoved me. I tumbled down 6 stairs before catching the railing. I screamed. Jake came running. His father stood at the top of the stairs and said, "She tripped. You know how clumsy pregnant women are." Jake helped me up and we went to the hospital. The babies were fine, thank God, but I had a sprained wrist and severe bruising. I filed a police report that night. The first few days, Jake was on my side. He was furious. He said he'd never speak to his father again. We filed for a restraining order. Then his mother started calling. She cried about how his father was devastated and didn't mean it. She said the family was falling apart. She said I was tearing her son away from them. By day 5, Jake started changing. "Maybe we should wait until after the babies come to deal with the legal stuff," he said. "My dad's not well. He's been having memory issues. Maybe he didn't realize what he was doing." I reminded him that his father shoved his pregnant wife down the stairs. "He says you lost your balance," Jake said quietly. I felt something break inside me. A week later, I found out Jake had been visiting his parents behind my back. When I confronted him, he said his father deserved to meet his grandchildren, and that I was holding a grudge. I was put on bed rest at 34 weeks. The doctors were worried about early labor from stress. Jake was supposed to be taking care of our 3-year-old son while I rested. Instead, he left for 2 days to stay with his parents, leaving me alone with a toddler while I could barely move. My sister had to come stay with me. When I went into labor 3 weeks early, Jake drove me to the hospital in silence. During delivery, while I was in active labor, he looked at me and asked, "Would you be willing to do a paternity test, just to put this all to rest?" I stopped breathing. The nurse froze. The doctor looked at Jake and said, "Sir, this is not the time or place. We're focused on delivering these babies safely." I started sobbing. I couldn't stop. I kept saying, "They're his babies, they're his," to nurses who didn't ask and didn't need to know. I felt humiliated in the most vulnerable moment of my life. The twins came out healthy, 2 boys, beautiful and perfect. But when Jake tried to hold them, I turned away. I couldn't let him touch them. He left the room and came back an hour later asking if he could take pictures for his mother. I knocked his phone out of his hand. He stormed out. My sister brought me home from the hospital. The next week was unbearable. Jake barely looked at the twins. He ignored our 3-year-old. When I was struggling to feed both babies while our son was crying, Jake told him, "Mommy's being mean to Grandpa. That's why everything's hard right now." I lost it. I screamed at him to never say things like that to our child. He kept making comments. "Daddy has to go see Grandpa alone because Mommy won't let you come." Then he'd leave me with a hysterical toddler and 2 newborns. I thought about divorce every single day. We did the paternity test. 3 days later, the results came back. Jake is the father, obviously. He cried and said he never really doubted it. I told him I wanted tests for all 3 children, documented and legal. So when we go to court, I have proof that his father's accusations were lies. I told him I was packing up and moving to my sister's house. He sobbed. He begged. He said his father would write me an apology letter. He said we could work through this. I looked at this man I'd loved for 6 years and felt nothing but exhaustion. I'm at my sister's house now with 3 children under 4. Jake calls constantly. He says he wants us home, but he still refuses to cut off his father. He still thinks I'm overreacting. He still believes, somewhere deep down, that I should just forgive and move on. His father shoved me down the stairs while I was carrying his grandchildren. His son asked me for a paternity test while I was delivering those same grandchildren. And somehow, I'm the unreasonable one. I told Jake he can see the kids whenever he wants, but his father is never allowed near them. Not now, not ever. If he can't accept that, then we have nothing left to discuss. My sister keeps asking if I'm okay. I don't know how to answer that. I have 2 newborns who need me every 2 hours, and a toddler who keeps asking where daddy is. I haven't slept more than 3 hours at a time in weeks. I cry in the shower so my son doesn't see. But for the first time since that staircase, I feel like I can breathe. I don't know what comes next. I don't know if my marriage is over. I don't know if Jake will ever choose me over his family. But I know I'll never let anyone make me feel that small again.